Hey everyone, Nick from Nick's Crossing here. Welcome back to the training room for a tutorial on my WTIU. Just right here in the flesh. Just picked this up recently from Iron Horse Trains, Hanover, PA. And I got this box working, guys, but the first one I had was totally hosed and was such a nightmare to work with. So I wanted to do a video on talking about what I did to potentially hose the unit, or was it a bad unit? Not exactly sure. And also the hardware and software that I'm using now compared to what I was, so you guys don't run into these potential issues in the future. Also like to talk about how I hook this unit up and how I'm also running it. So here we go, guys. Let's get into this. All aboard. Alrighty, guys, so I'm filming this video on my phone. It's not the best quality. I got this weird reflection happening right here for my lights behind me. So there we go. They disappear. I wanted to film this video prior to heading out for work for the week. So guys, for the last almost 2 years or so, been hearing a lot of talk about these new interface units coming out from MTH. And a lot of you guys out there have had your TIUs for almost 20 years now. It's crazy to think of that, DCS is that old. But, these units are starting to get old. And also these remotes right here are starting to get super hard to find. And they're expensive and they're somewhat fragile. I would not recommend dropping one of these. It may be catastrophic. But also the wheel right here, these do wear out. And I have seen the screens black out in like direct sun and stuff like that. So it's cool to see that MTH is progressing. I do miss having a remote. I'm not going to lie about that. But the MTH DCS app is a lot of fun to navigate because all of your sounds are right there, like engine sound 1 through 10, and all your idle sounds and all that are just right there on the screen instead of searching through, like hitting the extra button or more button and scrolling through and all that. So I am very pleased with the DCS app. It's also pretty easy to find your engines and rename engines and reset engines. It's a lot easier than scrolling through the remote, but I do wish they kind of made a remote. So that's my piece with that. The other good thing with this box is that they did supply us with a power supply. So my old TIU was plugged in utilizing a Z1000 power brick. So that's like an extra $100 right there just for a power supply new out of the box, compared to having the wall adapter that plugs in to the barrel jack right here. And here is the WTIU. And guys, this is actually the second WTIU that I've owned in the last 5 days. And the first one we're about to talk about was a nightmare. First off, I got it home, went through their quick start guide. First off, running through their MTH mode, which utilizes this unit's local Wi-Fi network it makes. So you can connect to the MTH DCS Wi-Fi through your phone that this device makes. You find it, you log in, your password's like MTH DCS Wi-Fi, all lowercase, and you're able to run your trains utilizing a smart device through their DCS app. Now that is their local network that this box produces, but for some guys that are running with a smartphone or a device with a data plan, it gets kind of frustrating because you may lose your data. You won't get phone calls, sometimes you won't get texts or emails and all that. So they make this so you can run it through your home network through the back door called WPS mode. That basically allows your internet service provider's equipment or your modem to talk directly to this box. So when you're logged in through your home network, this device will be able to find it and run your trains like that. Now that is when the nightmares began. So originally I ran it through the DCS mode or MTH mode. There's home mode and there's MTH mode. Put it in home mode, it was a nightmare. Had lots of connection issues and all of that. I tried utilizing their software to go through the back door of the WTIU. It's called Lucy. You type in your internet service provider details and your password and all that, but for some reason it would not work. It said like wireless connection, like failure or something. It was like X'd out, it said not allowed or something, or disabled. That was the word. Wireless disabled. I'm like, what the heck? So while I'm doing all of this, I'm using my smart device. I'm using an iPhone 13 Pro Max. It said firmware updates available. And at the same time doing all this, I'm also on the phone with my buddy Sean from Sean's Train Depot. He is a tech guru, a great friend of mine in the hobby, and had some issues with his unit as well. So trying to troubleshoot this thing, and the firmware update popped up on my phone. I said, oh, cool, you can update through your phone. Here we go. It did not do any of the warning labels that Sean told me about. And Sean also said it could corrupt your device if you do not upload the firmware update correctly. So the loading bar went about 50% and then just disappeared. And I'm looking at my box. The blue lights are flashing, and Sean said, don't touch it until the Wi-Fi light comes on. It's about 4 minutes. I said, all right. So we're waiting for this thing to upload, and it just went to green. We had the Wi-Fi light appearing to be blue. I unplugged it, and apparently the possibly the firmware update was not uploaded correctly, and it corrupted my device. But it would work through MTH DCS mode, but for a short period of time. My iPhone would, say like lost TIU or connection failure and all of that. So I was really upset. But the weird thing was, guys, I would hit buttons on the app, even after it's saying connection failure, and I would see this Wi-Fi light right here blink, showing that there was some type of activity being registered through that local network, but it was connection failure. So I returned it. I swapped it out for this box that you guys have been seeing in this video, and this unit is working great. Now, between the time of receiving the old device and returning it, I upgraded the Wi-Fi in my house, and I also bought a tablet to run this unit with, and I bought a really cheap On tablet from Walmart. These are 90 bucks. It's an Android-based tablet, runs off of Google Play and all that, so you can download the MTH DCS app. You can pay for the upgraded version of the app, and this device here has been running this unit like a champ. So I think there is some type of issue utilizing an Apple device with the WTIU and also my internet at the house. But right now, guys, I'm running this WTIU utilizing the MTH mode because I can connect to that local network with the tablet and have a seamless connection. So I do not need to do the home mode. This tablet is solely meant to run trains up here. I have it to connect automatically when the DCS Wi-Fi unit's on, so it connects automatically and does not want to switch to a network that has Wi-Fi, because the MTH WTIU, yes, it produces a network, but it does not have Wi-Fi. So this device will freak out, or that I'm recording on, this iPhone, and says like, oh, there's no internet. So we'll switch to your house network that has internet. So you'll be running your trains and all of a sudden it'll just skip to your, home Wi-Fi rather than keep it on the DCS Wi-Fi. So that's one suggestion. I recommend to go buy a cheap tablet to run your trains with, to connect directly to your box. Buy 2 or 3 of them. If you have guests over, you have a larger layout. These tablets are 90 bucks a piece. I got them on a Black Friday sale, so I got one of those, and everything's been great. A couple things I have noticed with the WTIU once you're running it. I run mine in something called passive mode. So basically I'm just using the fixed output directly to my track. So this unit is just producing DCS signal. I do not have any inputs through, transformer to input 1, out, fixed 1. So I'm not doing any of that. I'm just running the output of the box. One issue I did find out is that if I'm trying to reset an engine, let's just say it was from a previous lash up through my old TIU, it will not reset the engine through the app. It was a little glitchy trying to get it to work. It said like, wasn't like unsupported function. I forgot what MTH says, like command failure. So that's one thing I noticed. So I had a E44 that I used to run with a lash up with my E33. Those were a lash up in my old TIU. I put them on the track to reset them, and they would not reset. It said like command failure. So what I had to do was hook up my MTH transformer, my Z4000. You hit the whistle once, you do 5 bell hits really quick. You'll hear 2 toots of the horn to manually reset your DCS locomotives. So that's one thing I recommend if you're concerned about that. It resets them to factory reset. And then I put the E44 back on the track. I was able to connect to it. It would connect to it, but I would not get the full features of the engine because I believe it was the second locomotive in the lash up. So it thought it was still lashed up. So the headlight wouldn't cut on, and also the horn wouldn't work because it was in a lash up. So those are just some things that I've found out. But right now, this unit's working great. I am looking forward to future updates and also hopefully being able to upgrade engines utilizing a smart device rather than hooking it up to a computer through the DCS loader program. So it's a couple things I am looking forward to. But anyways, guys, I'm going to show you how easy it is to run the trains with this new tablet. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to hook up our MTH WTIU to the MTH DCS Wi-Fi that the WTIU is creating for us. So right now I'm logged into it, and you can see that it says connected to device, but no Wi-Fi, so can't provide internet. So that's right here on your screen. So we're going to say, okay, that's all right, because it is not providing internet, but it is providing us with a Wi-Fi network. So it's kind of crazy to think of. It's a network, but does not have internet. So it's connected. So we're going to go to our DCS Wi-Fi app right here, log in, run my trains, and we're going to go to the refresh button. Sometimes I like to hit that, and it looks like it's reading our TIU. So best thing to do is go to the option screen here at the bottom. We're going to hit app settings and go to DCS WTIU. Okay, that's set. So we're going to go to our advanced features, system settings, and TIU. And look, there's my TIU right there. So it did find it. We're going to hit that. We get into our advanced settings. So sometimes it also helps to reset the app. I'd highly recommend to wait until your DCS WTIU is fully working. You see that blue Wi-Fi light blinking, creating a network. Then you open up your app. Sometimes if you open up the app before the TIU is fully booted, it will not find it. So that's one thing I also noticed. And that's the biggest complaint about the WTIU as of right now, other than some glitchy stuff going on. It is a very new system. It takes forever for it to boot up. It takes about 2 minutes, but that's all right. It's just doing a system check and everything. Now, the other thing too I noticed is once you give it power, compared to the old TIUs, you'll hear a relay click, and the track that's active will be purple. Now, I do like this for a diagnostic purpose to make sure that you're getting power or signal to that track. So I thought that was very, very interesting. So anyways, guys, we have a Christmas engine on the track. I'm going to give it, let's do about 14 volts here, 15 volts. And we're going to go back to our train screen. And with the tablet here, you just hit the back button. I thought that was kind of cool. One more back, and then, let's see, go to the train logo at the bottom. We're going to hit the pull-down menu here. We're going to hit Add Engine, MTH engine, and should find it. And it takes a few seconds here. And it says no new engines. This is a good thing, right? Because our engine's actually right here under my active engine screen. And we're going to hit Start Up. And there we go. And then you'll see it go to a red button listing as shut down. And it's going to go through its whole startup spiel right here. And another thing I noticed is that once you put a locomotive on the track, it does start up your engines in a default like 50% volume. So for some reason, all my engines start up around that volume level right there on the screen. I think that's kind of cool because you'll be able to hear it, but it won't be super loud right out of the gate. I'm sure you could set it as a default in your app settings there. So let's go through our sounds. This is how responsive this is. So if I hit the horn button, look at this.
Okay, we'll handle that.
It's almost instant, guys. Same with the bell. So the responsiveness is awesome for this unit. And this unit also, you can see all of its feature sounds right here on the list. Now, that's what I'm saying, like, compared to the old remote, you have all the sounds right in front of you. So if I want to hear forward signal, it's right there. And then go to custom sound number 1 or 2.
Okay, baseball bat.
Yes, Lieutenant. I hope we don't have to give out any code this year. Lieutenant, I hope we don't have to give out any code this year.
So you got all these sounds here. Guys, right on the screen, we also have the PFA settings right here. So we're going to hit that.
It's Santa. The toy workshop is just ahead.
Wonderful.
I thought it was so cool having these options right on the screen. I believe this is an update. So it goes through all your different segments. And you can close it whenever you want. So I did think that was kind of cool with this engine. So the app, like I said, it's extremely responsive. And also, alrighty guys, so that's going to do it on this WTIU video. Just want to explain to you guys some of the issues that I had. And I'm sure, you know, my device is different from everyone else's device. And that's just how devices are nowadays. So your phone may work or someone else's iPhone may work and someone's may not work. So it's just how we are right now. My technology at the house is all updated and everything. So that also alters the way people experience different apps as well. So that's why I bought a very inexpensive tablet to run my trains up here. And people have been telling me that for years, especially when MTH created the WIU. They're like, dude, you need to just get a separate unit. Because I've always had issues connecting at the train club with my cell phone. So that's what we did. This unit is working great now in the MTH mode and with the Android tablet I picked up for like 90 bucks. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear comments and thoughts. If you guys need help, please reach out to me through email. I'll do my best to help you out. Till next time, everyone, happy railroading. We'll see you next time. We'll see you guys.